You have seen me buy from auction. You have seen me buy new cars. Recently, you've even been seeing me sell cars wholesale at dealer auctions. Well, in today's video, we're gonna answer the age-old question, what is the difference between wholesale selling and retail selling? Just recently, I was at the Mecum Auto auction where I bought this Honda Grom and this orange Corvette, where a lot of the commenters thought that I paid too much for it. Well, I'll tell you what, the Corvette was here last week. It is no longer here. Why? Because in today's video, we're going to run it through a dealer auction to see what it would sell for wholesale, meaning dealer to dealer only. And then we're gonna take it back, because I'm giving you a teaser right now, it didn't sell. We're gonna take it back and we're going to sell it retail, meaning to a retail customer. What is the price difference between what I would sell it for wholesale to what I would sell it for retail? And what else do we need to do whether we're selling it at auction or we're selling it to the public? You're gonna find out the price difference and everything else that goes into it. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels. Little different video today, which is really exciting. Let's get going. All right, we're starting to get some regular cars going through now too. We have an 08 Corvette. We have like a 91-ish Corvette. Wow. We have a gasser 69 Mustang. I bid at 8,000.
95, 10, 95, 10, 95 gonna be 10, 10 and 5, $10,500, sir.
10,250? You gotta be 5 down.
$11,000,
Thanks a lot. I bought a Corvette as well. I just bought a C6 Corvette for $10,500 plus the fees. So I did pretty well. So you saw me purchase it at an auction. I started bidding at $8,500. Now I know for a fact those C6 Corvettes are worth a pretty good amount of money. That's honestly one of the best Corvettes ever created with that engine. Tons of power and so much bang for your buck. Now the thing is, I bought it red light, meaning as is. I bought it at an auction, but I bought it at a public auction where any one of you could have attended and bid right alongside me. Now there was a check engine light on and we had to figure that out. Now, we really didn't get an opportunity to see this car, so we went back into the auction afterwards to check this vehicle out. And there is the Corvette with a sold logo on it. Should have LS2 6-liter V8. Yeah, LS2 6-liter V8. Putting over 400 horsepower out. Things first, do these doors open? Yes, they do. Is the leather all ripped up? No, it is not. Is the key here? Yes, it is. Oh, we have battery, which is good. So let's unlock it and then see if it starts. It starts. Is there a check engine light on? Will that shut off? Let's see. Shut off, baby, shut off. Oh, of course it stays on. I just want to sell things at auction and collect my cash. Shop. That's the fun, the hunt. I love the hunt. Get rid of it, move on, make some good videos. This Corvette, I'll tell you what I'm into it for in a minute. I can sell it for 13 and change around there. So I'll clean it up, make it look a little bit better, fix the check engine light. I should get around 13 for it at auction, like dealer auctions. Now, selling wholesale means dealer to dealer. I'm gonna sell it at an auction price. The reason I paid $11,500 for this car was because I can scan the VIN and it tells me what it's worth at auction. I should be getting around $13,000 for this car at auction. So if I paid $11,500, I should be able to take it home, just give it a quick clean, and then sell it at a dealer auction for around $13,000. So we're gonna fast forward, get this car back here. I'm just gonna do a quick wash. We're gonna detail the headlights because the headlights need some reconditioning, and then we're gonna run it through the auction. Okay, so in this video, and in a lot of my videos, you'll see me scan the VINs on cars. For example, if I go to this Ferrari and open the door, I'm working on this car, I'm doing a thermostat. But if I open this car, you'll see there's a VIN right there. Now, there's usually typically a VIN right here on the dashboard as well. Now, I use an app on my phone called Laser Appraiser, and you can see how many VINs I've actually scanned at every auction I've gone to. Now, if I just go to home, and you can see scan VIN, I'm gonna go to the VIN right here, and scan the VIN. Now, you see me use this app all the time. This is a 2002 Ferrari with 40,000 miles, $33,000. Now, you may have also seen a recent video where I bought this Land Rover Discovery in New Hampshire. So you'll see there is a VIN right there on the dash. It might be too dark to even see that, but if I open the door right here, there's also a vehicle identification number right there. So if I scan the VIN on this Land Rover right here, it will come up with a value for me. So it shows me the mileage 2020 Land Rover Discovery retail market is about $33,000, but MMR, the Manheim Market Report, is $18,900. Adjusted retail, I should be able to sell it for around $23,000. So if I'm buying this car at auction or selling this car at auction, I know what I should be able to get for it wholesale, and I also should know what I should be able to get for it retail. That's fixed, clean, retail ready. Now, if I scroll down on the screen, again, you can compare values. Wholesale is 18, retail's 20, and then on Black Book is 19, JD Power is 17, Kelley Blue Book is 18. I can even check Carfax and Auto Check and see that this has had one owner, one accident. So that's how I'm getting the values for retail and for wholesale. So on this orange Corvette, I pretty much know what I should expect to be able to sell it for, whether I'm buying it wholesale or retail. And that's how I base my values on a lot of these videos. You'll see me using my Laser Appraiser app all the time. Now, there is a link in my description if you want to try it out for yourself. It's for dealers, and if you use code FlyingWheels2025, you'll actually get 50% off their retail market and also some free demos for yourself as well. There's a link in my description to download it. Our Mecum auction pickup purchase has some very cloudy headlights, so today we're gonna fix them. Here's the before, here's the after, glossy and clear. It's gonna change the entire car. Headlights done, wheels washed, car washed, exhaust tips scrubbed and cleaned and polished, power steering fluid filled, fluids checked, and the car is ready to go to the auction and be sold tomorrow. And we are at the auction. Let's see if she fires up. Oh, she fires up. How are all our gauges looking? Everything's looking okay. We're gonna run her through. I want to jump in and make sure you notice something. So in this clip right before, as I'm pulling the car to the trailer, you'll notice the check engine light is still on. A lot of dealers will clear that check engine light and then run it through the auction. And then someone like me buys it, I drive it home, the light comes back on 5 miles down the road. It's an easy way to burn other dealers. So I try to leave that check engine light on. That way people know, hey, the light's on for a reason. Just buyer beware. If I cleared it, they have no chance of knowing what it was ever on for, and then they're just in trouble. So I leave that check engine light on when I sell things wholesale, so the dealers know what they're getting into. Look at that V10 R8. That sounds way nicer than my Corvette. Oh my goodness, my dream car. I want one. There she is, looking pretty. Why do the headlights look like they have condensation in them now? Come on. The car looks great. It runs through tomorrow, and I think we're gonna do okay on it. I think we're gonna do pretty good on this car. So much bang for your buck in that car. Now, that car at auction just sold for 15 grand. Retail might be 16, 17, or 18 grand, but that needs a lot of love. So you can see, like, it varies on the seller. Who's the seller? That seller has hundreds of vehicles that they run through this auction every single week. Me, I run 2 to 3 cars a month. So who am I compared to them? They've built trust, they've built a name and a brand at this auction, so they get more money than I do. Now, anything over 10 years, anything over 100,000 miles is sold red light. Red light meaning as is. So anything I sell or buy under a certain price, which I think is like $3,000, over 10 years, which is 2015 because they go by manufacture date, or over 100,000 miles, automatically red light as is, buyer beware. Now, we can get some great deals. You've seen me for the past decade buying cars at auction, fixing, cleaning them, and then selling them retail. Anyway, I pay less than you would as a consumer, as a retail buyer. But it costs me a lot of money to have a dealer's license, which is why I have access to these auctions and you don't. I mean, we're talking workers' comp insurance, garage liability insurance. We pay taxes on everything. I pay auction fees. Then we buy these cars, we repair them, we clean them, we recon them, we do anything it needs to make it retail ready. So the difference between auction cars, which I'm going to walk around this one in a minute, and retail cars is significant. When I buy them wholesale, they're, again, as is, but they're unrepaired. Like, for example, this one is missing the radio button right here. Not a big deal. Also, the side vent has fallen off. Not a huge deal, but these are things that you can look past at auction, whereas retail, buyers wouldn't tolerate that. Those things have to be fixed in order to sell it. Now, just for example, looking at this Z06, there are scratches and swirl marks everywhere. Those have to be taken care of before listing it for retail. Also, this headlight cover is a different color than the rest of the vehicle. That's a completely different black. Wholesale, you can look past this at auction, but as a retail dealer, I'm gonna have to fix that and get that matched to this paint. Otherwise, every buyer is gonna look at that and pick it apart. Now, going to the side as well, like all these decals would be removed if I was selling it retail. And then there you can see the vent has broken off. And then even the paint has chipped off the door, which would have to be repaired in order to sell retail because people will not tolerate that, including this right here. This will have to have some paint correction. And then this right here, typical Corvette thing, is going to have to be repaired before listing it for sale. Now that's the same with my C6. All I did was a car wash and a headlight correction, and then I can run it through the auction. I just want it to look a little bit better than it did when I purchased it. Now, in order to sell it retail, I am going to have to transport that car all the way back to my garage, and we're gonna have to do paint correction. We're gonna have to do wheel correction. We're gonna have to check fluids and tire pressure. We're gonna have to repair the check engine light that's on. We're gonna have to fix this car, and everything that's on the condition report pretty much has to be repaired. The condition report is what the auction found, everything that was wrong that went through the auction. So any online buyers can look at this car as deeply as I did, or as the other buyers did, before making a decision on bidding on the car. The Corvette is looking perfect. The headlights look amazing. The wheels, decent. I guess I could have cleaned those wheels a little bit better. This mirror is faded, which I didn't notice when I purchased it. Interior, meh. It's okay, but it's running great. Top works. Somebody power washed the top. You can see that's like the tip was too sharp on the power washer they used, but the paint looks great on this. And then my G35 came out amazing. Now again, I don't know which video we're looking at. Are we watching the Corvette video or the G35 video? Regardless, one's gonna air after another. We did the Dr. Color chip correction on the hood. We did a headlight correction, wheel paint. We painted the spoiler, sanded and painted the spoiler. We buffed the entire car. We fixed kind of, I should have left it alone, but the PPF on the side was pretty ugly, so we fixed that. So both cars run through shortly. I'm really thinking we're gonna do well on the Corvette. Escalades galore. I don't feel like spending 70 to 80 grand on a truck for myself or for my wife because my kids destroy everything, but look at how nice the new Escalades are. And then all the way into the back with this, oh, it's so beautiful. She has a 2016 or 2017 Platinum Escalade, which is amazing. I mean, suede and Alcantara and leather and Blu-ray everywhere, like 5 or 6 DVD players. It's amazing. It's more than we even need. And it only has 65,000 miles, so there's no reason to upgrade it, but this is a beautiful car. Are these speakers? Somebody tell me, are these speakers right here? And two that I really want to show you is number one, this GT3 RS, but this 2025 TRD Pro. This TRD Pro with this little waddle wax. I will never hear TRD Pro without saying that ever again. Look at how nice this TRD Pro is. Wow, unbelievable. Nicest Sequoia I have ever been in. This is incredible and it smells amazing. 110 miles on it. Brand new TRD Pro Sequoia 2025 at the auction today. And a GT3 RS. Wow. Fun fact, this Jaguar F-Type just started and sounds amazing. Rumble, 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 rumble. These are 5-liter supercharged V8s with, I think, near 500 horsepower on the R package. This car is amazing. Very similar to the Aston Martin, again, with a 5-liter V8 that is supercharged. Hey, this F-Type R going behind me, 30 grand, 550 horsepower for 30 grand. It's a 2015. That is amazing. I'm curious to see if I scan the VIN on my car, it should come up with a CR, a condition report. A 2.8 is not a great condition report. So let's scan this and see, number one, what it comes up with. So here are the pictures. That's when we drove into the entrance. They have all those cameras that take the camera angles. And then they gave it a condition report with basically damage everywhere. Wow, front bumper curb rash, right front hood strut. Wow, look at how detailed this is. Right hood strut, convertible top worn, left front wheel, left quarter panel, left rear wheel, right rear wheel, right quarter. Geez, they are so descriptive. Wow. Engine warning light on. It is 930 seconds on tires, 3 owners, no accidents. Daytona Sunset Orange. That is really, really impressive. So for people buying online, like they're online bidders, you want to know everything. Like, I didn't even pick this stuff out. Had I bought this car online, they would have pointed these things out for me. So they're far more detailed than I am, which is great. If you're a buyer and you're buying online, it's transparent. They know exactly what they're getting. I mean, I said it, the top is worn. It's not ripped, but it is a little worn in places. So a low CR, not great. but the fact that it has a CR, really helpful. People know exactly what they're getting when they buy it. They know there's a check engine light on. They know that there's a little chip right here in the paint. Now we just wait and see. Again, it is a 94,000 mile car and it's a 2006, so it's 20 years old. Corvette is going through next, so we're gonna check that out, and hopefully anything over like 12 is a profit, so we shall see. Here comes the Corvette running through next, so we'll see how this does too. He's trying his hardest to get it negotiated. Can't do it.
Can't do that.
Thank you anyway.
He's here in the...
So as far as the Corvette goes, we still have a buyer on it right now. He's looking at the car, trying to check it out. It's up online. The CR, the condition report, really hurts that car. I think it's nicer than the condition report is, but take in consideration it's a 20-year-old 94,000 mile car. So of course the CR is going to be low on a 20-year-old car. It did not sell this week, but I won't leave you hanging. Mecum Auction Corvette. So you are officially at a dealer-only auction now. That is a 2001 Z06 with 59,000 miles, 400 horsepower, 5.7 liter LS1. That is the beginning of the 400 horsepower Corvettes. So it's day 2 and the Corvette's going through and the Monte Carlo, and we're gonna see how these things do. There's still people looking at it, but it's getting towards the end of the day. I'm getting a little nervous. We have people scanning the VIN, which is great.
High bill limited guarantee on this one, 15-2, 13-2. He's got the title with him. He's a real car guy, all right? He's got the title, 10-2, 10-4, 10-6. Let's go. I'll wait for you. 10-9, 11, 11.
I'll have to see 12 on it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12,000. The average is 13, 12,000 if you like. All right, Andrew, if you'd like it, you can take it for 12.
All right, next one.
You might as well. Limited guarantee, 94,000 miles. He's got the title. How much are you saying, sir? 11.4, 11.5. I'll leave it over. 11.4, 11.5. I do NS, 11.5. Here I have. Let's go. Andrew, you want it? 11.5. Let's go. I got to go. 11.4, 5 and 5. 11.5. All right. Somebody will eventually pay for it. All right. No, sir. 127.
Now, you have seen that my Corvette isn't selling. The high bid is like 8,000, 9,000, 10,000. We've run it through 3 weeks. I want to show you this one right here. This is a car with the same mileage in worse condition, and watch what it sells for. It's all because of the seller's reputation. Some sellers just sell wholesale. Every week they run 50 cars, 40 cars, 100 cars every single week. They're reputable sellers, so you know who you're buying from. I feel safer buying from a seller I know than some used car dealer that's just selling inventory that doesn't run, or they can't get rid of it for some reason. So you got to beware of who you're purchasing from as a buyer at the auction too. Check out this Corvette right here. So here's a 2005 with 100,000 miles. Funny story, it says Toy Store down here. Toy Store is actually from the town I grew up in, and I know both the brothers that own this place, so shout out to Dave and Mike. 2005 Corvette, 100,000 miles, manual transmission. I wonder what this one will sell for. Not a convertible, mine's a convertible. Window doesn't go down. Clear coat's peeling around the door handle. Look at this, right here. That's ugly. No check engine light or anything on though, but it is a manual transmission. I scanned the VIN on this car and the MMR is about the same as my car, $13,000. He just sold that car for $14,000. 1,000 over MMR, which is their Manheim market report. That's basically what the car should sell for. Sold for 1,000 over. I'm struggling getting 9,500 for my Corvette. Why? Because number one, I asked for a condition report on my car, so they tore apart, picked apart a 20-year-old car. Mine's a year newer, 10,000 less miles, and a convertible, but that was a 6-speed. Does that make it worth $5,000 more because it's a 6-speed? But just goes to show you, like, that guy sells here every week. Obviously, he's going to do better than I am. And numbers just make a big difference. If you got 14 grand, I can't get 9,500 for mine. So the auction was a bust on the Corvette. I'm not willing to take a loss on a C6 Corvette when I know they're upwards of $16,000. I can get 14,000 like tomorrow if I list it without repairing it. But I'm going to have to deal with a million headaches on Facebook Marketplace and retail customers and potential callbacks. And I don't want to do that. So we're going to bring it back to my shop and we're going to get it fixed, cleaned, repaired, and then ready for sale, and then sell it towards the end of this video. And then you actually get to see the difference of like what the price was at this auction versus the profit that we're going to make at the end of the video. Now, MMR, Manheim Market Report, says this thing should be selling around $13,000. What did I do wrong? Well, I asked for a condition report on a 20-year-old car. The auction tore the thing apart. So anyone buying online saw a 20-year-old car and just, it has a scratch here, it has a scratch there, the top is worn, and this, and that, and this, and that. I would have been better off just running it through with no condition report. And ironically, I paid like $35 or $50 for a condition report. I ran it through 3 weeks in a row, never got anything more than we paid for it. It is not worth me selling it for no reason for less than I paid. Well, we didn't have much luck at the auction, so we're gonna bring it back to my house. We already have it in the trailer. We have it loaded up. We're gonna unload it. I'm going to then do a detail, and not just like a wash. We're gonna do a full paint correction on this car. We're gonna check tire pressure. We're gonna check all fluids, and we're gonna repair anything that needs to be repaired. There is a check engine light on this car, so we're gonna diagnose the check engine light thanks to our Think Car scan tool, which we've already made a video about. We're gonna change the battery out, and we're gonna make sure this car is spotless before we list it up for sale. Now, typically that's why dealers get more money retail than they do wholesale. We buy it wholesale expecting to have to do repairs and reconditioning. Once we do the repairs and the reconditioning, we sell it from retail value. We mark it up to get our profit for our time. It also costs a lot of money to run a business. We have insurance, we have workers' comp, we have employees, we have a mortgage or a rent. Like, those expenses add up tremendously. So we need to make a profit, a healthy profit on our cars. When we start the car, we have a check engine light on that does not go away. Here's the vent valve solenoid right here. Finally got it out. So we're just gonna swap it out and see if we fix the car. I already made a video how I fixed the check engine light on the Corvette with my Think Car scan tool, and I am amazed at what you guys caught in that video. So at the very, very end of the video, the how-to video, how I fixed it, there was a check engine light still on in the very, very corner of the screen. And like, so many of you viewers saw that, but like, sometimes these videos are shot out of context. So like, one scene may have been shot 2 weeks ago, another scene might have been shot this week, and then another next week, and they don't always make sense. So I have to like edit it in post at the end of the video so everything makes sense for continuity purposes. So yes, my Think Car scan tool diagnosed my check engine light for an evap canister or something. We replaced it. I drove it around quite a bit to make sure it doesn't come back on. Originally, that check engine light was coming on right away. Shut it off, turn on, shut it off, turn on, drive it around for a day. No problem. The car drove. I also sold it at the end of this video, and I let him know, I informed him in the Facebook Marketplace ad, there was a check engine light on. I will let you know when it's corrected. I replaced this. If it comes back on, have your mechanic let me know. It never came back on. So Think Car scan tool hooked me up with helping diagnose and then repair that. So our Corvette is finished. It is beautiful, perfect looking. I am going to run up the street with it and go take some photos, some great photos. I try to take all angles. So an angle of the corner, an angle of the side, front angle, interior photos, engine photos. We're going to be meticulous with our photos because people buy with their eyes. If we're going to have, there's a good chance we're going to be shipping this car anywhere across the nation. And we want people to know what they're in for, what they're seeing before they even get here, so there are no surprises. So here's what the photos look after we have gone through this entire car. I like to take pictures of every corner of the car. So I'll get the front quarter on both sides. Those are called the money shots. I'll get side photos and then back corners as well. Wheels and tires are very important, as well as the interior of the seats. I actually go with a wider frame for the interior of the car and always make sure to get the engine bay. Now that the car is photographed, we're going to list it on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist. Facebook Marketplace is cheap, but it is an absolute headache. Craigslist is $5 every time you list that ad, and honestly, not a lot of people use Craigslist anymore. Facebook Marketplace is a huge headache, and I've already listed it and I forgot. It's been a long time since I've gone on Marketplace. I usually have Lauren do everything for me as when it comes to sales. I forgot why I have Lauren do these things. It is an absolute nightmare to deal with these people. So I have this thing listed on Marketplace, and let's just check out some of the clips. What do you have? Open to trades. They have an old Harley, a 2012 Street Glide that they want to trade with 19,400 miles. Straight trade for an old Harley. No thank you. We'll go to Robert. Robert looked at the condition report. So this is what I was telling you about before. They go to the auction and they say, I see it has a 2.8 condition report. Yes, the details. MMR is 13K. Thanks for your time. So he wants to give me a low offer because the condition report is low, which we talked about before. He must be another dealer. Paul says, hi, this is available. Yes, are you interested? Yes, but I live in South Dakota. Would not be able to get till winter is in the north is over. Great. Thanks, Paul. Gabriel offered me $9,500. That's $5,000 less than I'm asking. Frankie sent me a picture of his Corvette. That trade for a 1986 Corvette with 60K original miles, garage kept its whole life, black on black. So he sent me a bunch of photos, a bunch of videos, and yeah, the car looks clean, but that is a C4 Corvette. That is one of the worst Corvettes ever built, also one of the least desirable Corvettes ever built, but that is a really, really good-looking car. Still not worth $14,500 to me. So I wrote, sure, I would consider it. How much cash can you put on top? How much would you consider on top? Probably $8,500. I was thinking $3,000. No, thank you. The car's in great shape, garage capped. Average C4 with 100K goes for $11,000 to $12,000 in okay condition, which is not true, Frankie. So I said, whoa, they've tripled in value since I last looked then. I appreciate it, but I'm not a big fan of the C4. Thank you, though. Armando, would you consider 12.5 in the morning? No can do. My phone's blowing up. I just listed it tonight. Can you do any better? How about 13, mister? I'll do $1,300 bills. Good morning. I'm around till 12. Would you be able to come by and see the Corvette? I'm sorry, I just realized you're in Florida. I'm in Texas. Cool, Armando. Craig messaged me and asked if I was a dealer. Would you consider wholesale dealer to dealer? I'd have to ship it to Mass, so I said yes. 13.5. What's your zip code? 3 owners, no accidents. Any paint work, all original paint, no accidents. Mechanical AC works, mechanical works. Looks like the driver's seat will need a new seat cover. Is it ripped? Not ripped, but it's showing its age. Okay, it can be dyed. This is no modifications. Steven offered me 11.5 and he wouldn't pay over it. And actually, I'm going to go back to Steven because he was kind of a pain in the butt. So Steven said please send me the VIN. How long have you owned it? 11.5. I'm trying to find a car for my son. No accidents. No to your offer. Good morning. I'm around. No, I wouldn't pay over 11.5. Good luck in your search. Maybe a C5 would work if that's your son's budget. If you can find them, I got to access Mannheim. I can see yours is a 2.8 condition report. Looks a little rough. Scrapes all over. So like I had mentioned, that MMR condition report is killing my car. They just tore that car apart. William, he was interested until he saw the miles. Keith won't be here till March. Stuart lives in Fort Myers, never came. This person wants to finance it. This person offered $4,500 less than I'm asking. Barry showed up. Barry was actually the dealer that was interested in North Carolina. And then it just keeps going on and on and on. We ended up selling it on Facebook Marketplace, but I had to shuffle through all of these headaches to get there. So we repaired the check engine light, and last night we had our first person that wanted to come see this car, so we went and met him last night. So it is 10:30 at night on a Monday night. Buyers, fingers crossed, are right up the road to hopefully purchase that Corvette and tow it back to North Carolina. So we're gonna go meet them 10:30 on a Monday night to go get that cheddar and hopefully get that car sold. So it is now 11 o'clock at night. These guys are Corvette guys through and through. So they come down to Florida every few weeks. They buy a couple Corvettes. What's cool about that one, 2000 FRC, so fixed roof coupe. It looks like a Z06 wheels, Z06 coupe, but it doesn't have the side spoiler, doesn't have the Z06 badges, so it's an LS1 350, which is kind of neat. They only made that for 2 years. And then you have a standard coupe C5 as well. They didn't buy this one. They want perfect, but this is a 94,000 mile Corvette. It's not perfect. It's just that it's 20 years old and 93,000 miles. So people can't be perfectionists if they want a car like that. They want budget car, budget money, but they want perfection, and it's just not going to work out. But we did get it repaired in time for them. We have it reconditioned. The car is flawless. It's on Marketplace, and we're just going to keep responding to everybody until we get a lead that wants to come out and check it out. All right, we have somebody on their way now. They're going to come check out our car, and they're from out of state. So it's nice and easy. They pay me cash, we give them a car, and they're on their way. And there she goes. Corvette that we bought at the Mecum auction is sold, cash in hand, on her way to Ohio. See you later. Made a pretty healthy profit on that car as well. So we bought it from an auction, fixed it, cleaned it, sold it, and did really. So the Corvette is officially sold, cash in hand. It's going to Ohio, which is really exciting, out of state. And older couple that wanted a Corvette. I cleaned it, I fixed it, we sold it. It looks great. After doing all the services and the recon work, the car came out amazing. So as you can see, I'm standing in the spot in my garage where the Corvette once was. Now the Corvette is sold for $14,000. We paid $11,500. We had roughly $100 in repairs to it and another $100 in auction fees. So $11,700. We sold it for $14,000, which would give us a profit of $2,300. And I got to drive a Corvette convertible for a week. So a week turnaround time, $2,300 profit. I am really excited about that. And to be quite honest with you, I think I undersold that based on how many Facebook messages I had. That's probably more of like a $16,000 car. And if you consider MMR, what I had said the auction value was $13,000, we only sold it for $1,000 over auction value. So we definitely did undersell it. But $2,300 profit in less than a week, actually 3 days, the time it was listed to the time it sold, is pretty tremendous. So that is amazing. Corvette people, They're a pleasure to work with because they're buying it for fun. They're buying it for their enjoyment. It's not something that they have to have. It's a toy and it's affordable. We're talking a $14,000, 400 horsepower car. That is incredible. So there you go. I hope this was helpful because I wanted to show you the difference between wholesale and retail. Wholesale, I cleaned some headlights, I gave it a wash, I ran it through the auction. I am not really a reputable seller at that auction. I'm pretty new. People don't know my face. I buy from who I know. I don't buy from who I don't know. It's very simple. The condition report tore that car apart, so anyone online didn't really want it either, and that's why the bids were so low. You saw that red Corvette, which had more miles, wasn't nice as mine, wasn't a convertible, sold for near $4,000 or $5,000 more than my car at the same auction, the same day, and it's because it was a reputable buyer, probably also because it was a 6-speed manual transmission too. But that's how much of a difference it can vary from just having the right seller, the right lane, the right number. It's pretty tough for me. I am not a reputable seller yet. I'm trying to get my name out there and meet people and make it that way, but it takes time. It takes time, and I just keep putting myself out there and take small profits until the one day I can make bigger profits, but you have to be consistent. Now, you can also see how much better the profits are when you're selling retail, but there are a lot of headaches. You're dealing with the public now, and the public is really difficult to work with. This one was fairly simple. You saw they came, they bought, they were gone. I showed it twice. The second person is the one that took it, and we were done. But you've also seen me get sued by pain in the butt, just dirty, filthy, nasty people and complainers. And Facebook Marketplace, you know how many people reached out to me and then never responded back or asked me questions that were already in the ad? It's a lot of work dealing with the public. So I either make no money selling wholesale, or I make a healthy profit selling retail, or I could have held on to that longer and made even more money. Choice is yours. What do you think is the best choice? Now, you might be asking, Craig, what's up with this car that's been in this video the whole time? I bought this at auction. Absolutely stole this Lamborghini. It did not look like this when I originally purchased it, and I scored on it. This one we're gonna make near like 20 grand on it. We'll sell it retail. I could sell it wholesale and make a huge profit. Now, if you wanna get your own dealer's license, whether it's wholesale or retail, I have an entire program that teaches you how to do it at www.startyourdealership.com. I made $2,300 on one car. The entire program doesn't even cost that, and it's knowledge for the rest of your life. So if you ever want to get your own dealer's license, start your own dealership, get access to auctions, make sure to go to www.startyourdealership.com to check it out for yourself. It is jam-packed with information. I hope this video is helpful and informative and educational. If it was, a thumbs up is appreciated. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all later. Don't forget to subscribe. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels.